Welcome everyone to this very special podcast named That's How It's Done. And our topic for today would be tips to hack the product development game in Hackathon. And let me introduce to a very special guest named Utkarsh. Utkarsh, how are you?
I'm great, Triansh. Thanks for asking.
Uh, guys, let me tell you something about Utkarsh. Utkarsh Mittal is a data scientist by profession and traveler by heart. He has been working as a data scientist in Accenture for the past 1.5 years. He has a great knowledge in machine learning, deep learning, Python, and loves to do mathematics. He has attended, organized, and mentored more hackathons than the number of chicken popcorn KFC serves us in the large pack. Mhm. He has worked on some really cool projects such as retina features, so that in that product, they used to segment blood vessels and exudates in fundus images. He has also worked in FairSearch Python, Master Landing, and many more of such projects. So, Utkarsh, before getting into the real set of questions, I just wanted to ask a few things. So, can I go ahead with them?
Sure, Triansh, and thanks for the wonderful introduction.
uh, so, where and what was your best hackathon experience?
I would have to say my best hackathon experience was a national hackathon in Bangalore, which was Hacking Out. So it was a great experience due to multiple events that we flew from New Delhi to there with a group of friends. So it was fun as well as a good learning experience, and we did got a winning place. So that was an added bonus.
That's so awesome, man. So, what do you think? What do you miss the most about attending or organizing a hackathon?
So I would have to say that the thrill that comes with a hackathon and the vibe of a hackathon is unmatched. So I am personally so intrigued by the hackathon culture that me and my team we routinely hold hackathons to just get work done. So that idea of getting work done that is really wonderful in a hackathon.
अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं एक मटेरियलिस्टिक चीज जिसके बिना आपका हैकाथॉन इनकम्प्लीट रहेगा तो वो क्या होगा?
अ, एक मटेरियलिस्टिक चीज जिसके बिना हैकाथॉन इनकम्प्लीट रहेगा would be most probably a theme. So if you don't know what you are working towards, then there is no point of having a hackathon in the first place. But yeah, a theme is not as materialistic as you would expect an answer to be.
No, it
But yeah.
was just the answer I was expecting. Yeah, so like it was so awesome and refreshing talking to you about all the experiences. So I would, as everyone knows, product development is one of the most crucial parts in a hackathon. So I have a few questions I need to ask you about the product development that happens in a hackathon. Can I go ahead?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So the first question is, like it takes companies months in developing the product, but in hackathons we need to deliver the product within a time span like a day, two, or maximum a week. Like, so how should a team go ahead with it?
Well, that's a great question, and I would like to preface my answer by saying that perfect is the enemy of good. So the objective of a company and a hackathon team is quite different. That a company is aiming through a team of a huge number of engineers and a lot of manpower to creating the perfect product. But a hackathon team should aim for building a minimum viable product and a prototype that gets their idea across. And obviously keep in mind that the hackathon should not be the end of your project. So if you believe in your idea, you get a jump start on it through a hackathon, but you take it forward even after the hackathon ends. So more concretely how to go on about it would be that after you have brainstormed and decided on an idea, which itself is a very crucial part, you strip it down to its bare essentials, and then you analyze those discrete parts very meticulously, and you pick up only those parts that are essential to your idea instead of trying to build the whole thing. So
Okay.
that's the way to go on about it.
Sure. Like, what's a good structure that a team should have? Like, what's the hierarchy or the interest that every person should have while making a team for the hackathon?
So most likely this will depend on the theme of the hackathon. So not all hackathons are very ML oriented, for example. So in some you are just building a non-ML product too, but generally you can have a requirement of various skills depending on the theme and your idea if it's pre-decided, and those could be front end, UI, UX, back end and deployment, machine learning and AI skills, and also DevOps. So the ideal team would be where members of the team together are self-sufficient in these various aspects of developing a tech product. Uh, but yeah, often as students, a single person takes multiple roles. But yeah, one thing that is often overlooked in this when developing a team is that a presentation and getting your idea across is almost as important as the product to develop itself. So if you have a great product, you also need someone in your team who has a know-how to put it across to, let's say, the judging team.
Okay. So, like it's always said, it's good to have a nice product, but it's better to know how to showcase it, right? So
Right.
like,
So not better, but almost at least equally important. Yeah.
mhm. Okay. So like, is it important to know that what's like, if as you told that a theme should be important, right? So like if presented a theme, like while developing the solution, is it important to know what the current solutions for the problem currently are? And if yes, like how can a team optimizingly use it?
Right. Good question. So yeah, initially exploring the other ideas in that theme will help you a lot in multiple ways. And one of the ways is that it will give you ideas for the kind of solutions that have been formulated already in that domain. Secondly, it will help you avoid rebuilding something that has already either failed in the past or has been very successful in the past. You don't want to rebuild either of these again. So it will help you innovate, and the way you do that is you find shortcomings in those existing solutions and try to build a product that overcomes those shortcomings. So just an example from my personal life, recently I was looking at some companies in a very niche domain, and the problem that they had was their solutions were only offered on cloud and not on enterprise local deployments. And this is a huge market that we are talking about here, and companies generally don't want to share their personal data. So one
Hmm.
of the ideas that came out of this research was that you keep the same technology and you just deploy it on local systems instead of deploying it on a cloud, so that you have privacy preserving systems. So a very simplistic but a shortcoming in existing solutions that you overcome, and it helps you innovate.
That's so nice to know about. So like, how my next question would be, so like how important is for the team to understand the target audience that they're developing the solution for?
That is very important. Absolutely. So imagine imagine you are building a solution that helps people with impaired vision navigate in a busy street,
Hmm.
and obviously you need to know the challenges that they are facing, because no matter how much empathetic you are, you just won't be able to put yourself into the problems that they are facing, because you have not realized that. So for building a solution, you need to know the problems, and to know the problems, you need to know the user. So I mean, for a developer, for any kind of developer, the user is basically God, and uh, they should just research their users as much as possible.
Okay, thank you so much. So should we look for star players while forming a team, or should we look for team players?
A hackathon, by its very core ideology, is a team effort, because you, as we have already discussed, it is a very time packed scenario. You have less time, and personally, unless a single person not unless, even if a person is a Swiss Army man and has a lot of skills under uh, in his quiver, it would be impossible to build something alone in 24 hours or 48 hours. So in a hackathon, you always need to coordinate with your team members to divide up different aspects. So one person is designing assets, one person is building the UI, one person is building on the computational logic, for example. And unless these people can collaborate with each other, you will not have a product. Because let's say I develop a API, but there is no one who is able to understand the structure of that API and consume it in front end, then your product essentially does not work and you have nothing to present. So no matter the quality of that API, your product won't work. So it is definitely 100% more important to have team players than star players.
Okay. So like one of the problems that I saw in students while attending hackathon is like they want to do so much. They try doing 100 of things but don't fully even complete one of them. So how to tackle this problem while attending a hackathon?
Good question. And yeah, I relate to that experience, having mentored several students. Either they pivot very fast or they have a list of 1,000 features that they would want to implement by the end of hackathon. We have already touched upon this a little bit earlier as well, that you strip it down and you decide what the core idea or what the core technology in your idea is. And that is very important. But the fact that they want to do a lot of things, I think it is not completely a problem too. If you look at it from a different perspective, hackathons are essentially learning opportunities. And a great way to learn is to try a lot of different things. So since it is a hackathon and you do not have to answer to world governments, for example, you can take that risk. What will be the worst outcome is you won't win that hackathon, but you will have a lot of learning opportunities. And eventually when you go to more and more hackathons, you will know that I need to prioritize one particular thing against the other. But I think it could be a good thing to try a lot of different things initially, and with experience you gain the skills to figure out that even if I, let's say, build a platform for 1,000 users, but it only has uh, one good technology, it is the same as if it was built for one user, because in a hackathon demo you will only have one user. So this is the kind of stuff you prioritize, and you learn to prioritize it with experience. But it's good to dabble. That is what I personally believe.
Thank you for such great insights. Now I have the last question for you. So like what according to you would be the most non-technical skill that everyone attending a hackathon should have?
Uh, and in terms of soft skills, I've already mentioned that presentation is almost half your product. If you have built a great product, but you are not able to put it across clearly how valuable your idea could be, in terms of it is solving either a new problem or it is solving an old problem in a better way than other people have done it, then even if the concept is pretty great in your mind and it does not come across to others, then you will have difficulty in getting brownie points from judges. But apart from that, uh, networking is also a very important skill. Essentially, uh, and 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 the attitude to just learn and be ready to do anything is I think these three would be the most important non-technical skills in my opinion.
Thank you so much, Mr. Utkarsh. Thank you so much for joining us and taking time out from your busy schedule and sharing your knowledge with us. Happy to connect with
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raj, for having me here.